This problem has a lot of information in it. It's not nearly as involved as the next problem, but it is a little bit tricky to do this on your own without some knowledge of Venn diagrams. So we're going to use a Venn diagram to help solve this problem. It looks like there's two main sorts of things, marathons and triathlons, and so I'm going to use M for marathon and T for triathlon. And let's see if we can't put some numbers into this situation. It says that 150 long-distance runners were interviewed, so the number in the universe is 150. That means all the numbers have to add up to 150. And the question is, where do we start in this information? And the answer is fill in the intersections first. It says over here that 55 participated in both a marathon and a triathlon. That means this is 55. We can just write that down. Notice when it says 93 participated in a triathlon, we cannot write down a 93 here. That's wrong thinking. The total of the numbers in this triathlon circle has to be 93. So we need something here that when we add 55, we get 93. And the answer is to subtract the 93 and the 55. And what we get is something, I think it's 38. So we have 38 here. Notice 38 folks were in the triathlon only. 55 folks were in both, and together that means 93 folks participated in the triathlon. We do the same thing with the 102 in the marathon. These two numbers, this and this, have to add up to 102. So we're going to subtract the 55 and see what we get left. It looks like we get 47 left, so it looks like this is going to be a 47. Now we're almost ready to answer any question that comes up. One question that comes up is, of the 150 long-distance runners, how many didn't do anything? Well, this plus this was 92. So if we want to do 47 plus 55 plus 38, it's going to be 92 plus 38, and that's 130. So there's 130 folks that either were marathon only, triathlon only, or both. Since there were 150 altogether, because that's the number of elements in the universe, we can do 150 take away 130, and that means there's 20 folks that didn't do anything. We've pretty much figured out this Venn diagram. It's pretty much done, and what that means is there's a vast number of questions that we can answer pretty easily. So how many people participated only in the marathon? Well, that's 47. How many participated only in the triathlon? Well, that's 38. How many participated in either the marathon or the triathlon? And that includes the ones that did both. Well, that's our 130 number. There was 130 of them. Had not participated in either. That's our 20. 20 did not participate in either. So there's an example of using a Venn diagram with two intersecting circles to help us answer some questions. Let's go on to the next problem. This is a similar problem as the last one, but it looks as if there's three different kinds of things that we need to think about: wheat, corn, and oats. So we're going to kind of try to fill in this Venn diagram and let it inform us so that we can answer these questions A through D easily. I like to start with the thing that is most basic, and so I would really like to start with this middle part. The question is, can we find the middle part? So it says that 60 grew wheat and corn. Is that the middle part? No, that's not the middle part. 50 grew wheat and oats. That's not the middle part. So where are the middle parts to start with? We can't. If we could put this in here, it would be really nice. So we've got to think on our feet. It says 125 grew only wheat. That means they didn't grow corn or oats. That means this part right up here is 125. 110 grew only corn, so that's 110. Notice these in here are intersections. They're in the wheat circle and the oat circle, so to speak. And so the 110 is not part included there. So we have 90 grew only oats. Now, let's go to the 60 grew wheat and corn. 60 grew wheat and corn. How are we going to figure out what's going on there? Where is the wheat and corn? So think about that a bit. So I'm going to put in some variables. I'm going to call this number x and this number y and this number z. And so when it says 60 grew wheat and corn, I think that y plus z has to be 60. So y plus z has to equal 60. And when it says 50 grew wheat and oats, I think x plus y has to be 50. And then it says that 200 grew wheat. And so I think that 125 plus x plus y plus z has to equal 200. Subtracting 125 from both sides, x plus y plus z has to equal 75. But over here, x plus y is 50. So z is going to be 25. And if z is 25, it means I can put a 25 in here. But 25 plus y is 60, so that means this has to be 35. And 35 plus x has to be 50, so that means this has to be 15. Now it says 180 grew corn, that means all these have to add up to 180. So question mark plus 25 plus 35 plus 110 has to add up to 180. So question mark plus these guys add up to 60, so that's 170 equals 180. So the question mark is 10. So this guy is 10. Notice this is considerably harder than some of the other problems we've done like this in the software. I'm giving you a hard one so that you can understand how this sometimes works. So now let's answer the questions. Grew at least one of the three. To find out how many grew at least one of the three, that's everything that's inside any of these. All right? So let's add them. Now we know that the total number in the wheat was 200. We don't have to add these. We know that that's 200. And we know that this is another 200. And what else? We know that we've got 10 more. So it should be 410 grew at least one. So what about the next question? Grew all three? Well, that seems like it's going to be 35. It's the number in the center. So let's check that out and see. Part C, did not grow any of the three. Well, we got 410 out of 500. So how many didn't grow any? It would be the total, 500 minus 410. That should be 90. And lastly, grew exactly 2 of the 3. This is 3 of the 3, so the 2 of the 3 are these guys. 25 plus 15 is 40, plus 10 is 50. So 50 grew exactly 2 of the 3. That's a pretty tough problem.